A study of New South Wales high school students is aiming to identify teenagers at risk of abusing alcohol and drugs. Researchers say parents should look for certain personality traits which can show if children could develop addictions later in life. Today Tonight's Laura Sparks has more.
The age that most Australians have had a drink of alcohol is 15.
Binge drinking, drug-taking teenagers out of control.
In terms of binge drinking, we've got 1 in 5 kids aged 19 who are binge drinking.
But now a new study being launched right here today hopes to target particular kids with specific types of personality traits that researchers have linked to possible future drug and alcohol abuse. The idea is to stop the addiction before it even starts to begin.
All I wanted to do was go out and party on the weekend.
It's a trial that in the future might help teenagers like this young woman. For her, it began at just 14.
I would have, at least on one occasion, consumed an entire bottle of vodka.
I just want to stress it's not that we know these traits are going to actually lead to alcohol problems in the future, it just puts them at a slightly increased risk.
As director of the new Centre in Mental Health and Substance Use at the University of New South Wales, Professor Marie Thiessen is heading up the research. The 4 personality traits, anxiety, impulsivity, negative thinking and sensation seeking, are identified in a simple questionnaire students fill out at school.
In the intervention, we actually don't talk a lot about alcohol. We're talking about ways that you deal with impulsivity, ways that you deal with feeling anxious.
So the students doing the program won't actually know they're at risk.
We don't want to label these kids future alcoholics because that's not what we're about, and they're not necessarily. This is giving them coping skills so that that isn't what happens to them.
A similar UK study has had successful results. By specifically targeting at-risk students prone to future addiction, problem drinking in and around the school decreased by nearly 50%.
They also found that because those kids weren't drinking, all of the kids were less exposed to alcohol, and that meant the whole community and the whole school drank less.
John believes anything is better than the current national approach of television advertising advising kids to say no to drugs.
Just say no to drugs. Well, that, to me, as an addict, was the biggest joke of all and a total waste of money and effort. You have to look at the core issues of why people do not just get them afterwards and say, right, now we're going to fix you up.
Child psychologist Colette Smart applauds the trial but says parents also have to get involved to influence and support their children.
The hope is that this may be a new approach to preventing future drug and alcohol problems and, in effect, saving the lives of these kids.
Today Tonight's Laura Sparks there.